I'm in the building. Hope you guys can't hear that fan too well. Yeah, it's real hot. The AC's not working right just now, but I had to come chop it up with my peeps. Here to talk some pugilism once again. It's been a long time, y'all. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without some pugilism talk to step two. You know what I'm saying? You know how I do, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Come on through, y'all. Come on through. Who's that in the chat? I just missed somebody. Kind of a glare on my face. Uh, haven't gone live in a minute. There, can you see me better now? But yeah, we can talk whatever you guys want to talk about, man. We could talk about, of course, AJ Daniel Dubois. We could talk about John Fury, Tyson Fury, Usyk rematch. Emmanuel Broderick's in the building. Shout out to you, homie. Sorry it's been so long that I've gone live and yeah, sorry about all that. But I'm back in effect. Y'all got any suggestions? Do with my hair, man. I don't know what to do with it. But yeah, we can talk some Dubois, AJ. We can talk some Crawford, Canelo. My dude James Bashir's over in Jamaica right now, teaching some of Lennox Lewis's prospects with, would you guys believe it, Hasim Rockman. So Hasim Rockman and Lennox Lewis have joined forces over in Jamaica. Just came back from a boxing session, huh? Oh, that's what's up, man. So you was in the gym. Was did you get some sparring in? Were you hitting the heavy bag, the speed bag, jumping rope? Yeah, it's nothing quite like a boxing gym, man. I just love the atmosphere, like the smell of the gym, the look of the gym. Yeah, that feels like home. Feels like home, no matter what state you're in or what country you're in. It's just being in that boxing gym, man. Something real special about it. Uh, a bit of everything, huh? Oh, that's what's up, man. That is definitely what's up. Mostly the heavy. Yeah, that was my favorite. I love knocking the heavy bag off the chain. That was my thing. People like, man, you can punch. Either that or it wasn't put up there good. Maybe a bit of both. But yeah, I love hitting the heavy bag, man. You can really work on your technique and power and your breathing and yeah, the heavy. I like the heavy bag more than the speed bag and all the other little tools in the gym. But hey, Manuel, did you check out that little clip of the face off with AJ and Dubois where they kind of got into that little heated exchange? Did you see that? And if you did, what did you think of it? And I'm gonna need all my other subscribers to come on in, new subscribers, no matter where you're at, UK, Brazil, Jamaica, Scotland, or you say you're trying to improve your cardio, which is a very, very important. Yeah, you don't want to be in the ring getting tired. I always say boxing is like a marathon while getting punched. So, of course, you're supposed to try to hit and not get hit, but you're still going to get hit during the course of a fight unless you just end it in the first couple seconds. But yeah, cardio is very important. You don't want to be in the ring and get tired. What's the saying? Uh, Fatigue makes a coward of men. So you don't want to be in the ring tired. That is not a good feeling. And I've had it before. You're like, oh boy, what now? He says, "Yes, I saw it. I found it really intense, and it makes the fight more exciting." Yeah, man. A lot of people are saying that anytime somebody seems to taunt AJ, it doesn't really go too good for the opponent. You can think back to all the guys that tried to intimidate Joshua, um, Dominic Brazil. Um, what's the guy? Can't think of his name, but he got the worst end of that deal. Dillian White got the worst end of that deal. Um, I just saw a video. I forget what platform, but the guy was favoring Daniel Dubois to beat Anthony Joshua. He was saying that AJ never really beats anybody that's younger than him, and I had never thought about that. But um, I just think AJ's too skilled at this point, and some might say Dubois had the better opponents lately with Usyk, but he didn't win that fight on officially. And he fought Usyk, he fought Big Baby Miller, he just beat Hergovich, and he took Hergovich's power. Now AJ hits a lot harder than Hergovich, and he's a better boxer than Hergovich, and that's why I think this fight might be a little quicker than a lot of people think. I think with Ben Davison too being the X factor, I think Ben Davison's a much better trainer than Don Charles. Not saying Don Charles is a bad trainer, but I just think they'll put together a game plan, and I think the jab in 1-2, which we saw, connects easily to Dubois' chin. I think it'll be a quick night. Emmanuel says I could see Dubois maybe dropping AJ in the fight, and AJ comes back later on and KOs him. That could happen. I don't know. I see this being a blowout for some reason. I think AJ is a much better boxer than Dubois, and Dubois kind of beats you up over the course of a fight. He doesn't really take you out with one shot like AJ can. AJ's become a precision killer at this point, and they're gonna time him. I rewatched the AJ and Ngannou fight. Not saying Ngannou can compare to Dubois. Uh, that yeah, Ngannou's not nowhere near the fighter that Dubois is, but I noticed the minute Ngannou threw out his punch, AJ was waiting to counter and just came over the top. And I think that's what they're going to do to Dubois. They're just going to wait to counter him, and he's going to get dropped. I'm surprised Hergovich didn't drop him. He hit him with so many right hands at will. You definitely can't get hit with that many right hands by Anthony Joshua, or you're going to sleep. But at the same time, as Suge Knight says, AJ can't get careless in there because Dubois seems to get more energy as the fight goes on. So you don't want to get to the middle rounds and then he's developed confidence. Dubois' defense isn't good. Yeah, his defense is terrible. I've always noticed that about him. He keeps his left and right way too far out. He needs to tighten it up. And I'm sure Don Charles is going to work with him on that because, you know, you just can't go in there. Neither guy can go in there and be reckless. Both guys have to be on their P's and Q's to win this fight. And it'll be exciting, man. I'm really looking forward to it because, like I said before, I never thought these two would even cross paths. We all heard about the talk of sparring, and I found out that AJ didn't get dropped by Dubois. He said he got cracked, but there were people there, so Dubois definitely didn't drop Anthony Joshua. But those rumors had spread, so I just think the combo. I did a video a while back. The combo of AJ and Ben Davison is like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in the NFL. If you guys aren't familiar with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and if you're not from America, type that into YouTube and you'll see what I mean. That combo was nearly unbeatable. And when you have that kind of chemistry, it's a tough thing to beat. It's like Emmanuel Stewart and Lennox Lewis. You know, Lewis lost one fight under Emmanuel Stewart, and he lost one fight under Pepe Correa, and Lewis avenged both of those fights. I'm excited for Bivol and versus yeah. When is Emmanuel? Have you heard when that fight is? Has it been rescheduled yet? Because I'm interested in that too. I still got Bivol winning, but Turbiev has to make sure he can get through a training camp without getting injured. Man, he's messing up people's paydays. You know, the undercard, his own payday. So yeah, but definitely looking forward to that fight. Emmanuel says, I think it's October or November. I've got Bivol. Yeah, same here. Bivol's a monster, man. Bivol, but Turbiev's a monster too. But Bivol, man, he's just Zandy. What is up? Says peace, Jay Roos. Peace to the chat. Gonna be listening while cooking. Oh, what you cooking up? I just had a big old huge burrito, and it was quite tasty. Shout out to you, Zandy, though. Cooking up some grub. Nothing like a home cooked meal, man. A home cooked meal. I'm a pretty good cook myself. Mr. Prodigal Chung, what's up, man? Haven't talked to you in a minute. Says big up, Jay, listening on an easy day at work. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you tuning in. We gotta go chop it up on Tony's reviews again, man. That was a great discussion that night. But we're just kind of having a free for all, talking about all the fights on the horizon. Of course, Andy Ruiz is fighting Big Baby Miller. Of course, we got Derek Chisora versus Joe Joyce. We got let's see, there's another one. Martin Bacoli is fighting. I forget who's he fighting. Oh, I believe Jared Anderson. So that'll be interesting. Talks of Deontay Wilder going down to Bridgerweight to fight Lawrence Okoli. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't even know if Deontay and Malik will be together very much longer. All the stuff that Malik Scott's been saying in the media. Emmanuel says Bivol better be careful with Beterbiev. You don't want to get hit flush by him. Definitely not. You do not want to get hit flush by Beterbiev. No, that is asking to get knocked to the canvas. And Beterbiev is a great finisher too. Um, oh yeah, of course we can talk some. Isn't Fury and Usyk rematch? Isn't that in October? And then I believe Usyk is not going to retire. I think he's interested in going back down to cruiserweight. I was watching Coach James Bashir on Seconds Out, and he was saying that it's hard for Alexander Usyk to eat all these meals to stay at heavyweight. So I guess he's ready to go down to what he feels is his natural weight. Mr. Prodigal Chung says, "Do you Canelo versus Eubank Jr. will happen?" I've been hearing talks about that, and I think it possibly could happen. And of course, I favor Canelo in that. I think Eubank Jr. does pretty good with Bomac. Bomac's a pretty good trainer, but I think Canelo is just Canelo's kind of having a resurgence right now. So I don't know if Eubank Jr. would be catching him at the right time. Do you think the fight's going to happen? If you do, who do you got in that? Who do you have winning that? Oh, Emmanuel says the rematch is December 21st. Okay, got you. Thank you. Appreciate that. December 21st. So there's some big fights coming up. Man, this year's going by kind of fast. I mean, even school's about to start back up. Seemed like summer just started. When I was going to school, we got out in June and started in September. But in Georgia, they get out in May and start back in August. You say Canelo by unanimous decision. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that too. Yeah, and he may even knock Eubank Jr. down at some point. I just wish Canelo would let his hands go more. He's kind of a pick your shot kind of fighter right now. I just wish he would just unload. He could stop a lot of these fights earlier if he would just go ham on his opponents. Why make the fight harder than it has to be? Unless he's just trying to get some work in and give the audience their money's worth, so to speak. But I'm wondering what the it says. Mr. Prodigal Chunk says his gas tank is not so great. No, no, it isn't. Yeah, he needs some unleaded in that tank, huh? Yeah. Canelo's stamina isn't the best. That's why. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. He tends to pace himself. When you're in the ring, you can kind of feel yourself like, okay, I need to pace myself. Like, say you're in round three and you're already feeling kind of drained. You're like, oh well, yeah, I'm gonna have to pace myself so I don't run out of gas should this fight keep going. So these fighters know their own body, but I think Canelo should work on some things in the gym to increase his stamina, which is definitely possible. You can increase your lung capacity, and a lot of it too is just mindset. You get hit with a good shot, and then you get fatigued because you got cracked. Psychological fatigue. Mr. Prodigal says Eubank's stamina is his best quality. Yeah, Eubank looked good in his last fight, man. I was impressed. I was impressed. Yeah, so that makes that an interesting fight because, like you said, Eubank's stamina is his best quality, and Canelo's stamina is kind of suspect. Emmanuel says there's times in the gym when I think I'm tired hitting the bag when I'm actually not. It's my mind saying I'm tired. Exactly. I find that out too. Like when I'm working out and it's real hot and you're like, man, it's you just work through it, man. Your mind is very tough. You can either cave in or just keep going. So I definitely understand what you're saying, Emmanuel. Mr. Prodigal said he's also has a stinging uppercut. Yeah. Yes. Yes. The uppercut is nice. That's one of the most dangerous punches to get hit with because it's hard to recover from that. And it's kind of hard to see it coming too because, of course, it's coming from underneath. So unless your elbow catches it, you're just looking straight ahead, and then it jars your whole brain and your neck, gives you a whiplash effect. Um, I've been hit with an uppercut, not like a razor ruddock uppercut, but I've been hit with one, and trust me, it wasn't a nice feeling. Once you get hit with it, you want to make sure you don't get hit with another one because it just has a way of jarring you. So that's one reason fighters train their necks and everything. Mr. Prodigal says, I think if Canelo ever gets dropped, it would definitely be a rude awakening for him. Yeah, man. I'm still picking it. Prince Turkey's talking about making that Canelo Crawford fight happen. I still think Crawford can stop Canelo, and I think he will should they fight. Bruce Gas in the building. Oh, you changed the name Bruce Gas Cannabis Education and Entertainment TV. Wow, I didn't know you had the name change, man. He says salute at the J Roos Theory. This is my new channel. And yo got a new sub. Oh, that's what's up, man. Still got my boxing channel. Also, it's a separate channel. Okay, got you. Got you, man. I appreciate the love too. Y'all go subscribe to my dude Bruce Gas. Knows his stuff. Definitely knows his boxing, man. Definitely knows his boxing. There's a lot of boxing channels now. I'm seeing new ones constantly, and a lot of them don't have a clue what they're talking about. So you guys got to sub to the ones that know what they're talking about because it's a needle in a haystack right now. But Prince Turkey's making these fights happen. Did you guys hear? Shout out to my dude Kurt from Counterpunch Boxing News. He did a video about Prince Turkey offering Anthony Joshua something like 900 million if he knocks Daniel Dubois out. I forget early in the fight with like five punches or something. Man, this guy's got all kind of money, but I don't think AJ will go into the fight with that mindset because that can really alter he and Ben Davison's game plan. They're gonna have their own game plan. They can't be like, "Well, just go try to end it so you can get the 900 million." That could be disastrous. That could be horrible for AJ. So you just want to go in there and fight your fight, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you can't change your game plan for 900 million because if you get knocked out, you're not getting the 900 million, and you got knocked out. So you just want to fight your fight, and everything else will unfold as it should. But Prince Turkey's showing that money's no object with him. So if he wants to throw some money my way and bring me into the broadcast, Prince Turkey, yeah, my email is jonathanroos7 at gmail.com. Send the contract through. I have a pretty high percentage when it comes to fights, well over 90%. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just a head trying to hear myself talk. I boxed, I train every day, so I knows what I'm talking about. Nah, I mean, it's like I'm not gonna bring you on my broadcast saying I knows. That's bad English. Man, Georgia needs to get some California weather, man. Georgia is hot, hot. I need some California love weather, man. Jelabek versus Maleklovich is off. I didn't know. I didn't know they had agreed to fight. Wow, I guess I've been out of the loop. So, did somebody get injured or something? I'm guessing there's an injury in training, huh? Man, these names are so hard to pronounce. It was set for tomorrow. Oh, that quick. Oh, wow. See, man, I didn't even know that. Wow. Wow. Looking forward to Derek Chisora versus Joe Joyce. I, I'm not really looking too forward to that. When I heard it was signed, I was like, oh boy. Oh boy. And I don't see Derek Chisora winning that fight, but it's possible. Not likely, but possible. Joe Joyce still has heavy hands. Only man to stop him was Big Bang Zhang. Speaking of Zhang, what's next for Zhang? That dude put hands on Deontay. Adore Pennant in the building. Says Jay Roos, salute. Salute to you, sir. Thanks for coming through, man. We just having a free for all. Talking about all the fights coming up and yeah, it's the next couple months should be some exciting fights. I wonder what the price is going to be on the zone for AJ Dubois. The zone started off talking about no excessive pay per view prices, and now look, didn't it start at $9.99? Now look, trying to take 29 out of your account each month, $80 for pay per views. They're just like the old pay per view days. They changed their whole premise and got greedy. Shame on you, DAZN. Shame on you. Greed ain't what we need. Jay Roos, what do you think about Turkey Al Sheik Boxing League? I heard about that. I think it's a pretty good idea because it'll be well organized. He'll make the fights happen that we want to see, as he's proven. Kind of like the Dana White of boxing. Dana White puts the best against the best in the UFC, and Turkey is not Mr. Turkey's not playing around, man. He's not playing around. So I think it's a pretty good idea. There were talks about 20 years ago of starting a boxing league, and it didn't really pan out. The promoters couldn't, I guess, work out their differences. So I think it's a good idea. I mean, I'd watch it because it would force these guys to get in the ring and stop doing so much talking and just fight. Thoughts on Shane Mosley Jr. victory over Daniel Jacobs? You know what? Oh, Shane Mosley Jr. I didn't even see that. I didn't even know they fought. When you said Shane Mosley, you threw me because I know my dude Viking Samurai is fighting Shane Mosley and in Miami, I believe, coming up. I think I'm gonna get a Viking Samurai on for that celebrity boxing, but Shane Mosley Jr. just beat Daniel Jacobs, huh? I'm gonna have to watch that when I get off. I had no idea. I like Shane Mosley Jr. by the way. I remember him on the Contender. I think it was the last season of the Contender, a show that should have never gone off and a show that they need to bring back. But thanks for letting me know about that. I've never really been too impressed with Daniel Jacobs though. I've never looked at him and been like, man, he's a world beater. I think he's just kind of average at best. Oh, you said he's on a 5 fight win streak, huh? Wow. Wow. Yeah, I like him, man. I like him. He seems like a good kid. So I'll be watching out for that. Yeah, like I said, I want to watch that when I get off. Adore says Jarrell Miller is in training camp with Boots Ennis and Jerron Ennis. That can make a big difference. Oh, really? Man, you guys is man. I need to up my game. Y'all dropping some knowledge on me. I did not know that. Jarrell Miller's whole thing now is he's got to drop some tonnage, man. Them days are coming in at 320 and 330. That's got to stop because, like Coach James said in the last fight he had against Daniel Dubois, he was gassed by round 5. That weight was working against him and not for him. It's a good scout being that Jacobs was a two-time middleweight champion. Two-time middleweight champion. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I tend to forget about Jacobs, man. I just saw something about him the other day. I was like, man, I totally forgot about this dude. I'd forgotten about Eubank Jr. to be honest, because I mean he had a great fight last time I saw him, but was it against Liam Smith? But the rematch, but I had forgotten about him. Adore says they should make a heavyweight boxing contender series. I'm pretty sure that's on the way. I always thought Miller should have fought Anderson to solidify the big baby name, the big baby name. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while, and it just never took place. I think they'll eventually cross paths, though. I think it will happen. See who the real big baby is. Jacob's got that Canelo payday. That's why. Oh, yeah, yeah. Boxing, 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 man. And did y'all see Tank Davis destroy? Man, can't even think of his name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Tank Davis went in there and just dropped that dude. And that's an interesting division. If Shakur Stevenson had more power, he would really be something. He's a great boxer. He's just not a knockout puncher. When you see a guy that can box, you want to at least know he's got a little bit of power to close the show. Adore says, Jay Roos, who you got? Andy Ruiz versus Jarrell Miller. I got Andy. I know Jarrell's been more active a little bit, but yeah, I got Andy. Plus, he's a fellow believer, so I got to go with Andy. Jarrell sold out. So I'm going with Andy. Andy's actually the harder puncher. Smaller guy, harder puncher, and throws lots of combos. For Jarrell Miller's size, he's not He's not a very hard puncher. He just wears you down. Back when he was on the stuff, now that he's not on the stuff, he doesn't even really wear you down so much. So he's just got to drop the weight. It shouldn't be that hard. If you stay in the gym, it shouldn't be that hard to drop his weight down to at least 270 or something. I would love to see Big Bang Zhang versus Jarrell Miller. That's also kind of negative perception with fighting Canelo too. That since he does not fight his mandatories, if you get to fight him, you get a big payday for your retirement or cash out of boxing. Yeah, that part. Exactly, exactly. However, it is called prize fighting. Yeah, but I just wish these guys had the mindset of Lennox Lewis. Like he said, if you win, the money will be there. Nowadays, guys just focus on the money, the money, the money. If you win, people they'll pay crazy prices to see you. Promoters will pay you. Prince Turkey will probably bring you over to Saudi Arabia and give you a nice payday. So fight the best and win. Stay in the gym. Stay in the gym. Stay in the gym. Don't get out of shape. Adore says, I always wanted to see Dillian White versus yeah, me too, versus Jarrell Miller because they were going back and forth for a while. I always wanted to see Dillian White versus Deontay Wilder too, but I don't know where Wilder's head is at currently. I mean, he's been taking some horrific beatings lately, so I don't think now we'll. I don't know. Maybe we will see Dillian White and Deontay because Dillian's trying to make a comeback, and if Deontay wants to keep fighting, then he needs a comeback. So it might happen. But Deontay did say that he was retiring if he didn't beat Zhang, but now I think he's kind of changed his mind. It's kind of hard to retire on a loss, especially one that was so bad like that. Zhang just, I I knew I didn't see any way that Deontay was gonna beat Zhang. I just didn't see it. Zhang is very heavy fists, and he's faster than people give him credit for. So you mix that with being a southpaw, and it's a hard night, very hard night. Deontay Wilder needs to get rid of Malik Scott. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. What was up with Malik Scott after Deontay Wilder got knocked out? What was up with Malik Scott going over to Zhang's corner before he checked on Deontay Wilder? What in the world was that about? And then he's saying a lot of crazy stuff about Wilder in interviews about the killer's gone now and this and that. Like he's saying way too much. People need to learn not to say so much publicly. Some stuff needs to stay in house, and that's one of them. So I wouldn't even blame Deontay if he told dude to kick rocks at this point. Malik Scott pretended to be Deontay Wilder's friend. He's like, "Give me that check, buddy." Yeah, and now he's talking like he's just I don't know, man. That's a weird relationship when your trainer's talking trash about you and then trying to clean it up and acting like he's not trying to dish you. It's like, come on, dude. And Deontay, from what I've seen, is pretty sensitive to criticism. So I don't see that little situation going much further. Maybe it will, but I don't see it going much further. And what has Malik Scott done for Deontay Wilder? Don't they just have one win together against Sylvanius? And I thought that fight was fixed anyway. So I don't know, man. Brian Bomac McIntyre or Tim Witherspoon would be a very good boxing trainer for Deontay. Yeah, totally. Either one of those guys or both. Bring them both in. The thing is, though, that I've always said about Wilder in training camp, he looks great. He's throwing combos. They're quick. They're sharp. But then when he gets in the ring, he's not doing what he's doing in camp. So they have to find a way to make him implement what he's doing in the gym that do in an actual fight. There's no point in training that hard if you're not going to apply what you've learned in camp. If you're not going to do it in the actual fight, you're wasting everybody's time. And, I think Deontay's kind of burnt out. He said he was rejuvenated and everything like that, but he's not the same fighter. He looked physically better in his last fight than he did before, but he's still not as massive as he once was upper body. And I don't know if that's from a lack of training or he's just not doing the right training. But he used to have a pretty impressive upper body, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know quite what to think of Deontay at this point as far as his career goes. And the fact he's doing music now, when you're at this level, you need to focus on boxing. You don't need to be making music videos unless you're Joseph Parker making funny music videos and not taking yourself too seriously. That's different. Yeah, and where does Joseph Parker fit in all this? I keep forgetting Joseph Parker. He's kind of the quiet guy in the division that keeps winning. He's had a great resurgence with Andy Lee, and Anthony Joshua says uh, that he's one of his favorite fighters to watch. I think AJ and Joseph Parker will eventually cross paths again, because that fight was kind of close. The first one wasn't the most exciting fight to watch, but it was a lot closer than I'm sure AJ would have liked it to be. Cabello, man, that dude is hardcore. Man, that who wins, Joseph Parker or Cabello? I got. Oh, ooh, ooh, that's a tough one, man. Who you got? That is a tough one because I like Cabello. I like them both. That is a tough one to pick. The way Cabello went through Frank Sanchez, and I picked Cabello to win too. He is no joke. Caballero's like the another quiet guy creeping up on people. Ooh, that is a tough, 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 tough question. Hmm. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's like 50-50. Yeah, I agree. I honestly don't know. I don't know, man. Both guys are kind of quiet, humble type, and them guys are always seem like to be dangerous people in boxing. The quiet ones, those are the ones you need to watch out for. Not all these big baby Millers yelling and screaming and trying to be funny. You don't really have to watch out for them guys too much. It's them quiet dudes, the quiet ones. You run up on a quiet fighter, you better be ready for a fight because that means they're focused. I believe Usyk. Speaking of quiet guys, I am feel. I am very feel. Usyk, I think, said that he's going to knock Fury out in the rematch. I think he feels that he tapped into something. So if he can knock Fury out, how will Fury come back from that? Y'all see that little exchange AJ had with Tyson Fury over FaceTime a couple weeks ago? That was interesting. I don't know why dudes keep trying to taunt AJ, man. Like, why are you poking the bear, man? AJ's probably the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division, him and Zhang. So, who you got? Anthony Joshua. I got Joshua early, early. Wilder versus Sanchez. Ooh, I got Sanchez. I just don't know where Wilder's head is, and if he's still with Malik Scott, I definitely have Sanchez. I think Sanchez kind of wasn't himself in that Cabello fight. I hear he might have had some injuries, not sure, but I think Sanchez is still a pretty good fighter. And he's got a lot of tools that Wilder doesn't have. So I think Sanchez would probably stop Wilder late stoppage like round 11. or maybe decision. But I think Sanchez is too much for Wilder at this stage of Wilder's career. And I don't want to see Wilder go down to Bridgerweight. That's not an exciting division. First of all, the name of it, Bridgerweight. You go to the average person on the street and ask them what a Bridgerweight is, and they'll be like, I don't know. Like, was that something like you hold up a bridge with? Like, is that a dumbbell? Like, what's a Bridgerweight? No prestige whatsoever. Frank Sanchez and Philip Hergovich will become heavyweight champion of the world. Mark my words. Wow. That would actually be an entertaining fight. I like Hergovich, man. The dude is funny, man. I had no idea until recently how funny he was. At one point in that early on with Dubois, I thought he might stop Dubois. Hergovich was landing so many rights. Wilder versus Hergovich. Definitely got Hergovich. Yeah, I got Hergovich. I think KO. Wilder's becoming very easy to hit. He's become predictable. People kind of got the blueprint now on how to deal with Deontay. So yeah, Hergovich by stoppage, probably round 7 or sooner. The Bridgerweight is still heavyweight. Yeah, but it's like it's the smaller heavyweights, kind of like cruiserweight types. It just doesn't have the name of it doesn't send chills through your body, man. The next Bridgerweight fight, you're like, yeah, what's a Bridgerweight, man? There's already too many weight divisions. They need to already cut down the junior this, the like just it's too many belts, too many divisions. Hergovich should improve his stamina because he was so gassed in the Dubois fight. Yeah, he was tired, man. He was tired. And getting hit constantly make you even more tired. Dubois seems to pick up energy as the fight goes, and Hergovich not so much. Adore said, the Bridgerweight division is a waste of time, pure garbage. Absolutely. Sanford and Son garbage. Trash. Yeah, I'm not interested in the Bridgerweight. I don't even want to see a super heavyweight division. I know there's some dudes that are way like 280, then there's guys weighing 220. I know it's a big gap in weights, but I just think that's just the way it is. That's what makes the heavyweight division the most exciting division, because you can have a guy weighing 280 versus a guy weighing 220, and the guy 220 can win. Look at the weight difference between Fury and Usyk, and Usyk almost knocked him out. So that's what makes the heavyweights more interesting, because there can be such a difference in weight, height, reach, and depends on the heart too. You can't count out a man's heart. Emmanuel says, I don't count Bridger weight personally. I don't either. I don't either, man. I think it's a weird concept. It's not needed. The public hasn't been clamoring for it. I don't think anybody's like, give us more Bridger weight fights. And nobody cares. No one cares. Not even sure fighters in the Bridgerweight division care. Those are going to be hard fights to sell. I'm not guessing you'll see a Bridgerweight fight on pay per view anytime soon, unless Deontay Wilder steps in there with Lawrence Okolie. I mean, y'all wish to follow me on Instagram. The Instagram is Jonathan Roos 619. So if you wish to follow me on IG, I will follow you back. We need a lot more heavyweight fights in boxing. Yeah, I wish there was a heavyweight fight every month, man. I wish there was one every week. I think Wilder versus Okolie, if it happens, should be in the UK. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be in the UK because Wilder doesn't really have any pull right now to be calling shots where a fight's going to happen. If they tell him to fight in a back alley, he'd be like, okay, yeah, Wilder ain't calling no shots right now. That last knockout he took against Zhang was so downright embarrassing. The way he got spun around and he was talking like he was out of it, and then gets hit, and yeah, it just looked bad. It looked bad. If there's a way to get knocked out gracefully, that wasn't it. You don't want to go out looking like looking like a an amateur. He said, "I didn't find the KO funny. It was bad. I thought it was hilarious just because he started talking when he spun around. I was wondering what he was saying. Like, was he complaining to the ref? I was like, who's this dude talking to? I was like, who's he talking to? Like, he's sitting there talking, then he turns around and wow. Zane was just waiting, like, hey, turn around. Like, hey, pow. Yeah, that was bad though, man. Those kind of knockouts are hard to. He said, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, those kind of knockouts are hard to come back from psychologically. I mean, especially Wilder's gonna probably watch it just to see what happens. So that's hard to come back from. And I could tell what was. I went live for that, and I saw it coming because I saw Zhang had him in the corner and was hitting him with shots that were moving him. Like I was like, oh, he's done. I'm like, Wilder's done. Who wins, Zilly Zhang or Caballo? I got Caballo. I think his body attack would take Zhang's gas tank, which isn't very great. I got Caballo by stoppage, TKO. I think Caballo has one of the best body attacks in the heavyweight division. He looks like he's going to be a tough guy to beat, man. He just has to stay focused and get his mind right. Wilder should have body punched him. It would have showed. It would have slowed Zhang down. Wilder just seemed like he didn't know what he was doing, man, and that's how he looked against Joseph Parker. It's like he's just in there trying to. It's like he's thinking too much. He's not being natural. He's not going off instinct anymore. And I think that's partially a product of Malik Scott. So if you mix, you first of all, you can't just bring in a guy because he's your friend. If he doesn't know how to train you, you'd be like, "Hey, man, you the homie and all, but hey, this is my career, and boxing is a dangerous sport." As Deontay likes to say, we risk our lives. So you can't go in there with the homie, and he don't know what he's talking about, and then you get permanently damaged because you're trying to help a friend. He could be your boy outside the ring, but if he don't know how to get you winning, then he got to go. He got to go. And Malik Scott, if he's hearing this, he could take it however he wants to take it, but his resume speaks for itself, and it ain't good. Who wins, Michael Hunter or I got Caballo? Yeah, Michael Hunter. Yeah, I got Caballo big time. I think Michael Hunter's best days are kind of behind him. I don't like this moving around style that Wilder does now. It's so weird. Yeah, it doesn't fit him. It doesn't fit him at all. He's moving around. He's just cocking his right hand, and everybody's waiting for it. Zane didn't even seem bothered by it when he would throw it. Zane just was like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." Zane's a big guy. It's hard to stop a dude that big with one shot, no matter who's hitting you. It'd be hard for Mike Tyson to stop Zane with one shot. He's just that big of a guy. He's thick. He's got a lot of mass, so it's hard for you to just hit him with a shot and make his legs buckle. It's going to take a combination of things. Who you guys got winning between, say, Zhang and Daniel Dubois fight? Who do you think would win that? Zhang or Dubois. I think Dubois definitely would have the higher punch output, but I don't know. So tough. Charlene is in the building. What's up, Charlene? She says, "Hey, thanks for tuning in, Charlene. Had to come chop it up with all my peeps. It's been a minute. It has been a minute." Emmanuel says Dubois, maybe. I'm kind of thinking that too, just because of the punch output. Zhang just he fatigues quickly for some reason. Maybe it's the high weight. I think he had changed his diet, but I don't know. I got Dubois too. Triple D, Daddy Cool. Man, I don't even know how to pronounce that name, Adore. Leave it in my comments and I'll check them out. I see a lot of consonants, very few syllables. I would be worried about Dubois getting hit than Zhang. Zhang would hurt Dubois before Dubois hurt Zhang. You're right. I just think Dubois' persistence might wear Zhang down. If Zhang let his hands go, he's tough for everybody. If Zhang just went in there and just, maybe came in a little bit lighter to make sure he's not so fatigued. Every fighter should know their optimum weight, what they feel best at. Personally for me, I feel best around 250, 245 ish. You know, I stay between 240 and 250 ish. If I'm in my 230s, I feel drained and off. Who wins? I got. Ooh. I don't know, man. That's another tough one. I think Dubois, of course, has the experience, but I don't know, man. I say Dubois based off experience. Dangerous fight for both guys, though. We need to make you a promoter, man. You get these fights going. My weight is 229 pounds. Oh, that's what's up, man. That's a good weight. That's a good, strong weight, man. Especially if you know how to put your weight into your punches, man. You put your whole 229 into them punches, can drop anybody. How long I've been on here, y'all? 53 minutes. I probably goes around 7 more minutes. Just make it like an even hour. Had to come chop it up with y'all. It's been way too long. Way too long. Look for me to be dropping a lot more content though, like I normally do. You know how I do. No, I didn't see the Shakur fight. I didn't see it. I'm pretty sure he won, right? No, I didn't see it. Said it was boring. Shakur Shakur is not a fan friendly fighter. He's kind of like I said. I would never watch Devin Haney, but yeah, there's just certain fighters they're good, but they don't really put people in the seats because For one, you pretty much know they're not gonna knock their opponent out. Oh, the Babbitt. Oh, that's the one you telling me about. Yeah, I still didn't see that. Ended in round one. I'm gonna have to watch that and do a video about it. Round one, huh? Wow, that has to be embarrassing to lose in round one or two. You do all that hard work and training camp, and then 6, 7 weeks, and then fight over a couple seconds. Like wow, Jay Roos, you should do a heavyweight prospect watch. Absolutely, absolutely. I need to find out who these next crop of heavyweights are. I'd rather watch Haney over Shakur, even though they're both boring. I almost said that a few seconds ago. Yeah, yeah. Haney's last couple fights have been kind of entertaining. Charlene said 36 seconds. Wow, it was only 36 seconds. Yeah, if you can catch a guy cold before he gets warmed up, yeah, you can. You can. I mean, like I quote Lennox Lewis a lot. He always says, "I don't get paid for overtime." So if you can end it fast and prevent a guy from getting warmed up, end it. Your paycheck's gonna be the same. It's not like you're gonna get paid more for making it go 12. So unless you're trying to work on some techniques, end it as fast as possible. It'll prolong your career too, because you won't be taking so much abuse and punishment. Charlene says the fight was 36 seconds. Wow. Wow. That has to be embarrassing. When that happens, I think a fighter wasn't psychologically prepared for the fight. When I see a guy get stopped that quick, I think something was going on, either fear or he had a weak training camp or a little bit of both. Tank is never boring. He's so exciting. Yeah, Tank goes in there and handles his business. Tank is tough, man. I know a lot of people say he's not fighting this person or that. Put him in there with Tank. Tank is gonna do some damage, I'm pretty sure. Bozy Ennis and Jerron Ennis would be a very good boxing trainer for Johnny Fisher. Hey man, that's a interesting point. That's an interesting point. Shout out to my dude Vlad Sarenko too. Look out for heavyweight Vlad Sarenko. Undefeated, knocking people out. Win, lose, or draw, Tank is always exciting. Always, yeah. Yeah, certain fighters, they're not gonna let you down. They're gonna go in there. They train hard. They're not gonna give you a subpar performance. And even if they do, they're gonna give you some exciting moments. Some fighters, all it takes is getting hit with one hard shot, and they're like, okay, that wakes them up. Like, okay, I'm back. So it brings out the true fighter in them. If boxing's in your DNA, taking a hard shot can bring it out of you. Some fold under pressure, and some rise up under pressure. Depends on what kind of person you are. Yeah. Who wins, Moses Atoma or Jared Anderson? I got Jared. I got Jared. Experience, yeah. The other big baby. I got Jared. But I just came on here to chop it up with my peeps. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be putting out more content. Hopefully, just had to come chop it up with y'all. Um, Got to get my workout in. Moses is born a day before me on the same month and year. Oh, really? That's interesting. Wow. Tyson Fury, he's born the same day as my son. Yeah. Ali is the greatest of all time. Hey, man, I got no argument with that. Inside and outside the ring, great fighter, man. I mean, great, just, man, some of the best documentaries ever. Like, my favorites are when he used to go back and forth with Howard Cosell. We're both 19. Oh, you're 19? Wow, I didn't know you were that young, man. 19. What was I weighing at 19? I got in the 200s around age 21, so I can't remember. But I know I started weighing over 200 at 21. So for you to be 229 and 19, that's impressive. That is impressive. Yes, very young. Yeah, I just had a birthday last month. I'm 52, man. Five to the deuce. J. Roos. I call no truce. I let loose. Give enemies much abuse. 19, man. That's what's up. Trying to think, did I forget to talk about any fights on the horizon? I'll be 20 in December. Oh, okay. 20 in December. Man, 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 man. So I'm like, what, 32 years older than you? Wow. And I feel great at 52, man. I feel like I'm 20. Yeah, man. 32 years older than you, bro. Trade to the deuce, 32 years older. Still working out harder than ever. Haven't lost a step. They try to they try to act like once you reach your 30s you lose a step. It's like, bro, I'm 52. I'm training hard. I've been training since I was like 8, but I go hard, man. Just because you've been on the planet so many years doesn't mean you need to be like, oh, I'm washed up because someone said that. Doesn't matter what people say. Matters how you think of yourself. If you feel washed up, you'll be washed up. If you feel great, you'll be great. It's up here. Power of the mind, power of taking care of yourself, power of your beliefs. Of course, I believe in Yeshua, Yahweh, Yahweh. So that gets me through the day. Prayer, I pray constantly, read the scriptures, you feed your spirit, and the rest should take care of itself. Work from the inside out to the outside in. Same here. That's what's up. That's what's up. But I guess I'm gonna get off here now and try to get out of this heat. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Like I said, salute.